As we know, there were hundreds of leads in the Lover's Lane case over the years, but they went nowhere. But one development stood out: a sketch created years ago in a completely different investigation.
2 months before the Lover's Lane murders, an exotic dancer was sexually assaulted by a man. She helped generate a sketch of him. That sketch is now connected to today's suspect. And the forensic artist behind it, Lois Gibson, joins us now. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start with the sexual assault investigation. What did the victim remember, and how did she describe the suspect that you were able to capture?
Well, look at the sketch. He's got a dead look to him. He's got a dead look, and I'm so glad they found him. I want to say to Cheryl Henry's people and Andy Atkinson, you're not going to be glad when you go to court, because he's going to look like he's dead. He's going to look boring, because I've seen a half a dozen serial killers, and they're so dead, they're so relaxed that the families get upset and they almost want to cry because they want him to be agitated and like a monster. I had to take him back and go, look, he's dead. So I'm so glad, you families of these victims, you're going to get justice, but don't expect him to look like what you think a killer in a movie. He's going to be dead.
Yeah.
He's dead inside.
So as a sketch artist, take us behind the scenes, so to speak, in your mind. What is it that stood out as you started to put this sketch together?
The biggest thing that stood out, it was a huge case. I had been to the medical examiners to pick up a skull for a reconstruction, and I saw the pictures of the victims on somebody's desk, because that's what they do. And they were tortured with real deep cuts for a long time before he did their throats. And he killed them in a very, very slow way. And I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I've never forgotten this. Never. I even thought of it last week, and then I tell myself, but it's not solved. But it is. I found out today, finally, after 36 years. Never forgot it. Never forgot it.
But what stood out in terms of when you start to sketch the suspect in your head based on the information?
Look at the sketch. He's boring. He's a normal looking white guy. He's unremarkable. He looks like 100,000 guys, but he does have that dead look. And if you look at the sketch and the photograph, he's got that same disinterested mouth.
Lois, when did you and the suspect from that sexual assault, when did you two meet and create the sketch? Was it before the murders or after they happened? Because the sexual assault happened 2 months before Lover's Lane.
It was after the murders. They thought about it, but they said, wow, some detectives said, it's so close. She was raped right if you walked into the woods just near where she was sexually assaulted, you would see the murder scene, but it was after. And these murderers, they go back to look and see what they did. So he was enjoying her sexual assault. But if you want to see what I got, look at the sketch. I do everything what the witness says, every little detail. And he's got that dead look of a serial killer.
But at the time, we were looking in hindsight, did you have a sense that maybe this could be tied to something bigger?
I was told it could be tied to the double murder, because I've been doing this 43 years, and I'm working with these detectives. That's why they had to do her, and I was so glad she was real cooperative. And because of her business, she was good at remembering faces, and I did think it would look like them. And I remember I was assaulted. That's why I do this work, and I was nearly killed. So I told her that, so we commiserated. But I thought, yes, I hope it's connected to this homicide. But I had to wait 36 years to find out.
Unbelievable. Years later, there was technology that was used to what I call advance age the original sketch that you did. What are your thoughts about the aged image? Is it close to how you would have drawn it if someone said, give us a version of him decades later?
I did that age progression.
You did the age progression?
Yes, I can tell. Yes, I do that better than other things. I've gotten babies aged to 30 years and got them returned to their sister. No, I age progress. I can look at my grandbabies and see what they look like. You're going to age very well. But anyway, I did the age progression. And when I did it, I do remember when I did it, I thought, oh, they haven't solved this yet. Can this help? And I kept losing hope.
Yeah. So you look at the images here, your sketches, and then the suspect today. What do you see when you compare all three images?
I see that I got to ask the detectives to give me some pictures of him when he was younger. But it's him. It's plain. Only thing I missed was a little bit on the eyebrows, just a little bit, and a little bit on the nose. No, it's really close. But if you look at the crease of the mouth and you look at his photograph, he's got that look a dead look of serial killer.
I really see the similarity, and I think so many other people do, between the advanced age and today, and the mouth specifically,
That's it.
the lips and everything,
Yes.
and the downturn of his mouth as well.
I didn't have him lose enough hair. Okay, I flip a coin. A lot of hair or just receding hairline.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of guessing. Like I do facial reconstructions of skulls, and I get those really right. And so I'm a good guesser.
It's an inexact science, but there is a skill that you have shown over all these years.
I've helped catch more than 1,315, now 1,316 people with my sketches. And I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. I'm the best in the world because I've done a lot of work because I live in Houston. But this case, I thought of it last week and I tell myself, but it's not solved. But now, today, I was yelling and my husband goes, I'm trying to sleep. I go, no, I'm so happy.
You have closure just as these families finally have closure.
Oh yeah, the families, you're gonna love the trial. You're not gonna like how he looks, the Henry families and the Atkinsons, but you're gonna love that place. It's a palace of truth. Everybody just tells the truth, and he's gonna walk out of there to a cell forever.
Lois Gibson, job well done. Thank you so much for spending time with us today and reflecting on everything.
Thank you, Lois.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.